Hello everybody, I am the Spectre. Joining me is Daredevil Dan. This is Southern Cross Dota's Tide's Wrath Season 3. This is the game number 3 of a best of 3 against Pandemonium and Low Priority Kings. Game 1, a stomp in LPK's favor. Game 2, a stomp in Panda's favor. I mean, Dan, after that last game, after basically a complete turnaround, who do you think's going to win this series?
It's going to be the people who lane better. We've seen it both games. Both teams have had a better draft when they've won, and both teams have won their tri lane. And that's won them the game. Every single time.
10 seconds to go.
Actually, no, not winning the tri lane, but just winning their lane solidly. I mean, LPK ruined Swift first game. And won and got their carry farm, and even the Timbersaw picking up a random kill, which he shouldn't have got.
Radiant's pick.
And then Pandemonium just rocked that game in the tri lane. Like Undying, Visage, just do so much damage, and there was nothing they could respond with, and Anti-Mage couldn't get anything.
Yeah, it definitely came down to laning in both games. They both just kind of rolled from there. We are going to see Low Prio pick up the Elder Titan again. It did have a big factor in them winning the first game. I mean, that natural order turns a small nuke into a big nuke. And turns a big nuke into an atomic bomb. It's just so much damage coming out. And Pandemonium, if they choose to go the Undying route again, I mean, Elder Titan lessens that to a certain extent. I mean, he can throw out the Spirit, get some extra right clicks to try and take out the tombstone, but he also has so much teamfight presence himself. Like, he wants them to group up and come in. He can then just stomp with him and his Spirit and throw out an ultimate, and you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. So Pandemonium are I think they'll have to think of something different this game.
Go for Rat Dota. If in doubt, Rat Dota it up.
Radiant's pick.
Works 10 out of 10.
We're going to see a first pick Razor from Pandemonium. So normally a hero that's only seen as a counter to kind of the Nakes or the OD, he is decently strong by himself, I've got to say, but he's normally played as a mid lane hero, and if Low Prio play the Elder Titan again mid lane, I'm not too sure who really gets the best out of that. I mean, Elder Titan's going to be getting bonus damage from Razor, but if Razor just kind of mans up and starts to link Elder Titan, he's going to be hitting with bonus damage that's also minus from Elder Titan, so
reserve time.
It's going to be pretty difficult, and I would assume that the Spirit would proc Razor's passive to hurt the original Elder Titan?
No. You have to cast something on him for that to proc.
Right.
So, being an AoE, it wouldn't do it. Unless... No, because you can't cast it on a target, you cast it on a space. So I highly doubt it would proc. If it procs, it's probably a bug. I would say so. But yeah, the Razor first pick's pretty weird. It doesn't counter ET.
Yeah, I would have thought that they would save something like that for a 4th or 5th pick. I mean, you're not really going to see a Razor banned out unless they pick up an OD, but maybe that was the point. Instead of, they wanted to ban out the Visage and then pick the Razor so Low Prio didn't pick the OD. So they kind of get that ban out because Razor is such a strong counter to OD that they don't pick him. But I mean, they then pick up the Nyx Assassin, which leaves the Darkseer for Low Prio. So Darkseer, in my opinion, absolutely hands down the best offlaner in the game, because he can go there with Ion Shell, secure some farm. If he gets up that level 2, he has Surge to run away. He's extremely survivable. If he manages to die, you can just go straight into the jungle and farm really effectively. Probably one of the best, jungle farmers apart from, Enigma Chen, and, he's up there with Nature's Prophet as well. So this Darkseer is so versatile and such a beast in team fights. Elder Titan with Natural Order and his ultimate coming through, as well as a Darkseer Vacuum Wall combo. It's going to be very dangerous going against Low Prio. And I think this is the point where Pandemonium just goes, we pick Nature's Prophet, we pick Anti-Mage, let's go.
Yeah, I think whenever I see a team fight heavy versus a Rat Dota team, it's always the Rat Dota that's winning, the split push, so I think that's what they go against Darkseer on the Titan, as you said. That's very team fight orientated, and banning out the Nags and the Timbersaw now So they don't want anything strong in team fights because Naek's obviously very strong in team fights with the Rage, and Timbersaw just chaotic and does a lot of AoE damage through everyone. And the Jakiro banned out by Pandemonium as well, so
10
Liz is like,
seconds to
ban the
go.
hero. Don't give them the ice path into vacuum.
5 seconds.
Yeah, it does instantly get banned out. But I mean, Panda definitely
Reserve
have the
time.
lineup where they can pick those greedy split push heroes. I did mention the Anti-Mage and Nature's Prophet. I mean, with the Nyx, you can easily pick up another support, and then tri-lane with the Anti-Mage, had the Razor mid, Nature's Prophet off-lane, who then can go into the jungle. And I think that would definitely be the better option for them going into an ET Darkseer with only a Razor and Nyx so far. I mean, Nyx, as you were saying in the first game, the Spike Carapace is just so great, and
Dyer's pick.
Panda go for the OD again. And it didn't work out for them last game, but maybe having the Nyx themselves, it's going to dissuade that kind of two-man mid style that they had last time.
So did they pick the Razor so they didn't have to ban it so they could pick OD?
I think,
Or is this,
I
is
think
this a
this
farming
is some
Razor?
next level drafting.
Is this... Could be... OD's useless in a trade lane. I would never
10
put him there
seconds
because he
to
needs
go.
levels too much. And he's too good mid to put anywhere else.
5 seconds.
So... And he can't get dual laned with the Nyx because they've got the Nyx as well. Their
Reserve
whole
time.
team just looks like it's to defend an outworld. Like right now it's like, okay, who can counter OD? Nyx dual lane. Can't have that. Razor. Can't have that either. We've got it, so... pretty
The
weird
Kunkka,
draft.
The Viper.
Kunkka, yeah. But I mean, Razor's definitely the best one against OD. I think that's pretty
Yeah.
commonly known that he is the hard counter to OD.
For sure. And but where do they go from here? I mean, Darkseer is not going to be affected by OD too much. And OD is also a decent counter to Darkseer. Once he makes those illusions, OD can just one-shot them with the orb. If you get up a tiny bit of attack speed, it's kind of a non-factor. Especially if you're winning that team fight, it gives you the time to take off those illusions. And OD also not making the best illusions. I mean, his carry potential comes through the pure damage of the Arcane Orb, which isn't carried over to his illusions. So they might still be hitting high from his, stacked base int, but apart from that, Razor also getting most of his damage through static link. So Darkseer at the moment, while still a great and versatile pick, not going to have the giant impact that he usually has.
Radiant's pick.
I mean, the Gyrocopter pickup, they've gone even more team fight. A big vacuum into cooldown, into wall, into stomp, into, split. It's going to be insane if this team fight ever comes off, as well as Flat Cannon just really, really wrecking OD in a fight. Like, OD is really, really low HP, especially early on, and Flat Cannon does a lot
10
of damage
seconds
to him.
go.
So,
Yeah. I think the big thing with low
5
prio here is
seconds.
the fact that they have these massive one-more combos, but they don't rely on it. These three heroes are
Reserve
fine on their
time.
own doing things as well as grouping up for the team fight, so they don't actually have to do it, but it's good.
yeah, it's a great side effect. I mean, Gyrocopter can still get pickoffs, throwing out cooldown and
10
rocket barrage
seconds
on
to
his own.
go.
If he has an Ion Shell and Surge, it's even easier. Elder Titan can come through
5
with a
seconds.
long-range stomp to keep him in place for Gyro to set up. And
Dyer's pick.
yeah, they're still fine if we see some decent stunning supports, like just single target stunners with reliable stuns. I think they have a good roaming potential as well as decent team fight. I mean, we see the Bounty Hunter pick up, and it looks like Pandemonium just want to try and win it early and roll from there with the track gold.
Yeah, you really can.
10
And
seconds
I'd like to
to
see
go.
a Vengeful Spirit coming out from low prio. Just get more minus armor.
5 seconds.
You've got the Howl after the Elder Titan base armor reduction, so if anyone does end
Reserve
up getting
time.
more armor, you're ticking that off as well. And it'll just help their team fight. It'll give that single target stun, as you said. I mean, they don't have a real target for the single target stun. Like, you think you stun Razor, you get Purged. You stun Nyx, you can get Carapace. You stun OD, he's got Astral. So, the Bounty, but he can Shadow Walk dodge. So it's a little bit hard. Crystal Maiden's going to be their pick, though.
Radiant's
Another AoE ulti.
Yeah, they're really stacking it on, but I mean, Crystal Maiden also great, of course, because of her global aura, as well as having that nice stun that also reveals. So if Bounty Hunter starts to run, if you catch him in the fade time with that Frostbite, it does reveal him. So
5 seconds.
You know, a decent alternative if you don't have the dust or sentries on you and he's only a few hits to death. The Rubik getting last banned by Pandemonium. Just quite surprising he made it that far, actually. Kind of odd that they didn't pick it up themselves. They might be going for a tri-core lineup, but I would have thought that the Bounty Hunter would be the solo. And then maybe they go for an aggro tri-lane with Razor Nyx +1, because, I mean, Razor is pretty decent in that aggressive position. They just have to be very careful against overextending against a Gyrocopter and Crystal Maiden, because it can go sour fast.
Oh yeah, and Bounty's just gonna have fun.
To go.
And if he can get the levels up early, Crystal Maiden's pretty damn easy to kill.
5 seconds.
But no one else on their team is easy for a solo kill, so... the support here is going to be pretty important, and Bane's going to be the pickup.
Dire's pick.
He's gonna be able to enfeeble Gyrocopter. It's gonna neuter a lot of their right-click damage, which is, I think, OD's biggest problem in these fights. But, I mean, OD also gets nuked down, so unless Swift can get up a really early BKB, it's gonna be dangerous. And Brewmaster, one of my favorite heroes from a meta gone by, and that's just even more team fight. You've got the big blink clap initiation, followed up by spirits that can, you know, stun them out, but how are they going to lane this?
ET... No, it's a ET Crystal Maiden, Garo, tri-lane, Brewmaster, mid, Darkseer off.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. With 4-2-5, it's either gonna... It is probably the mid. Hung took up the mid position last game, but it didn't work out too well for them. LPK Martin, usually their offlaner, so I would say probably the Elder Titan's going to be taking up more of a passive role this game.
10
yeah, I would say so. And Swift actually picking up that Razor leads you to believe that that's a mid Razor and a tri-lane OD, which it's... I don't like it. Like, that's all I've got to say about it. I do not think that's a good idea. Neutering the levels on an OD is bad. Like, really bad.
But the thing is, I think they can easily rotate with the Bane and the Nyx Assassin. I mean, I think EJ will be left to his own devices most of the time. It's against a Darkseer, so he's going to be pretty much fine in a one-on-one situation if they solo safe EJ. And the Bane and the Nyx are going to cause a lot of havoc for that mid lane. So it's... I don't think it's going to be a try all the time. The levels aren't going to be that far down, and Liz should be stacking and pulling, so at most it'll be Bane maybe in the lane, but more than likely just going to be right-click harassing the Darkseer back.
Yeah, I think Darkseer would be fine against him 1v1 anyway, but EJ actually looking to go mid.
Yeah, I was going to say EJ, at least when I pub with EJ, is normally the mid player. As I said, Tinker, one of his favorite heroes, and it looks like he may be going for that role. Swift, as I said before in the draft screen, I thought they might aggressively tri-lane this, and I mean, a sleep into Static Link is just so painful. You get off a lot of damage steal. If it's then followed up by an Impale, you steal all of their damage. You get a full duration link off in that time, and it's just insane damage. Basically, every right click is a soul assumption from then on.
Yeah, it's pretty legit, but yeah, this tri-lane can work out, or it can fail miserably, because you're still going against the Gyrocopter tri-lane, which you want to dive as an aggressive tri-lane, but doing that against a Gyro is hard because of Rocket Barrage. And then you've got ET, who's, you know, an ET, and then you've got Sop on that Crystal Maiden, who most likely would get the Frostbite first. Maybe the Nova because it's try and it can hit more targets and slow more and be more effective. But if they catch one out of position, Rocket Barrage is an instant kill on either Bane or Nyx before level 2.
I mean, if you think about it, the try versus try will matter a little bit, but EJ should completely dominate this mid lane. It's against a Brewmaster who relies on mana for clap, relies on mana very much for the ultimate, and basically one Astral Imprisonment is enough to stop that completely.
Yeah, the old 14 base intelligence.
14 mana, boy.
That's pretty solid, and he's actually just getting the Drunken Haze, which will work for a little while until EJ's like level 4. Then he'll take too much intelligence away for him to spam it at all. I mean, you've set that, what, level 10? Level 4, right? And he takes 10 intelligence. Puts him down to 4 instantly. It's pretty rough. That's a rough life.
Well, he is going to gain a bit from now to then, but yeah, it's still going to be extremely painful. You're going to get at least 2 stacks up, if not more. And I really don't like 425's chances in this mid lane. It's already 4-0 to, what, 0-0.
Yeah, but all those creeps are right there. He can get them all. You watch. He's got one. Get that one. No, that.
He was going to crit as well. He's got 2. He's only going to get the
failed.
2. But, I mean, also the matchup at bottom, Darkseer versus Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter should be able to get right-clicks in. I think it's basically a wash. I'd kind of give the advantage to Darkseer just because Ion Shell damage is so much. And K going to eat both of them just to grab one last hit. And it's just dangerous. On top lane, though, a big static link coming out. Bammies needs to run, but Swift needs to run as well. Dropping down to about 80 health. Car and Lisbeen are here to save him. Sop throws out the stun on Lisbeen. Liz in trouble. One more hit needed. She gets blocked by the creeps. Hung coming in, but it's a first blood for Crystal Maiden.
Oh man, Hung missed that click. Accidentally clicked the creep instead of Liz, so he didn't get the first blood. It's a little bit depressing for him, but still getting the kill, so nothing big. And Bounty Hunter, he's going to get zoned out of this lane pretty soon. I don't think Bounty Hunter can stand up against Martin here. He's going to have to be really tricky about how he moves. And just try and dodge as much as he can, but Iron Shell getting up levels is going to do more than Janata getting up levels.
I think the point,
so Martin
though,
should be able to zone him out.
Is Darkseer, rather Bounty Hunter, doesn't need the farm. He can just get level 6. Like, he's not going to be that sad about it. And Martin, because he's throwing out these Ion Shells, is constantly pushing K into his own tower so he can get this experience really easily, as well as some farm. We're going to see EJ in a lot of trouble. The rotation from the supports coming in, the Frostbite coming out from Crystal Maiden. It's going to be a kill and one more shot. Brewmaster picking up the kills, so a nice rotation from LPK, and so far 2-0 in this laning stage.
Yeah, and Panda not really gaining anything from that either. Hung just staying back going, well, my spot's go and go get a kill. I don't need last hits right now, I'm going to play safe. And as soon as they saw those supports, that was when they would have gone on the gyrocopter, but he was just playing so safe. And K down bot, I think what Darkseer should do is just come out here with some dust, but Sop's actually going to come in, get the Nova and the insta-kill. And this is what happens every single game we've seen of these two teams. One team has won the laning phase pretty damn hard, and at the moment that's LPK.
Yeah, sitting at 3 minutes in with 3 kills. The kind of saving grace is, even though EJ did go down in that mid lane, he's still sitting at 16-4 up against an 8-1 Panda. He's level 5, LPK is only just ahead, so it's not too bad. And I mean, this Drunken Haze is doing a lot here. EJ really needs to spam out that imprisonment. Like, he has it right now and should be using it on 425.
Yeah, I think he's being a bit safe because he can't see one of the supports. He doesn't know where Sop is right now, so that makes him a little bit afraid. Just because of what happened previously, you know.
Well, they can see him now. They've got the...
Yeah, they can. Yeah, he just TP'd up top, so they saw him coming. But before that, they couldn't see him.
We're going to see Lisbeen rotating in with an Invis rune. LPK extremely tanky, though. They're going to need to get at least one more imprisonment off before they go for anything. EJ is going to eat a stomp and doesn't manage to hit through with a right click, so 425 is going to be just fine. Sitting at 100 mana so far. But again, EJ's still getting up those last hits, basically doubling at the moment, and we might see Panda K in a bit of trouble. We're going to see his stun. The Sentry Ward is placed down, but he's going to run out of range, so just a little bit too early. I think the Sentry Ward placed a tiny bit too far. It could have been placed down in kind of that area, and it would have been just fine.
Yeah, and they were sick of this Racer not getting the farm, so they've swapped him out to the bottom lane. I think they should have left Bounty alone until he was 6. Because basically they've just reset the laning phase now at a complete disadvantage. They already lost the lanes pretty badly, and now they're just gonna lose the lanes, but in a different place. Like, Martin doesn't care. He just chuck one iron shell out, go to the jungle now.
And it looks like that's just what he's going to be doing. I mean, at the moment, the only thing that's kind of going their way, as I keep saying, is EJ getting up some farm. The one death that he does have hurts him a little bit, but it was an early death, and early deaths count a lot less. But, you know, K now just still sitting at 5.5. And I really have to agree with you that they should have just waited, you know, 2 waves, get the 6 on him, and then rotate through. They could have even just hit jungle camps until that point.
Yeah, definitely. And Martin doesn't even feel the pressure down here. He doesn't even have to go back. And this Iron Shell being level 3, if that creep starts going on Swift, he's in trouble. And I even think now that both the supports aren't down here, Martin can play quite aggressively on him. And maybe even go for those, you know, dives with Iron Shell and just kill him. I mean, he'll need creeps by the tower to tank it up a little. And you just don't attack Swift. You just run next to him so you don't take the aggro.
We're going to see Crystal Maiden send an illusion into mid. It'll scare them back a little bit, and they still don't really know where the real Crystal Maiden is. She's just going to be standing there near that top lane, and she's going to fake out running top, and I think she might go bottom, so a nice little play by Sop, making them think she is where she isn't. But needs to capitalize on it now if she wants to go down. Could easily pick up a kill on Swift with the help of Darkseer, you know, a surge into Frostbite, into Nova, and it's just one more right click until Swift is dead if that nuke doesn't kill him off. So at the moment, Panda with their backs against the wall a little bit.
Yeah, they really look like it. He's like, I didn't get any mana or intel, what the hell? So he's going to realise that was an illusion and feel really bad about it. But yeah, and the rotation of the Bounty Hunter hurt them. He's only just hit 6. And he was going to hit 6 in 5.5 minutes, and now it's 7.5, so 2 minutes late. Not getting any track kills, not getting any kills for a start. This is where they just need to go, right, we need to kill them. Lots and lots of times. Or else this game is going to be bad.
Yeah, at the moment, EJ's still farming up. I mean, he's almost got the headdress. Well, he has enough gold for it now. So still about 900 gold away from the mech, but it's looking like it's going to be around a 10-minute mechanism.
Yeah, and that's pretty fast. I mean, it's not the fastest you ever see. You know, you get them out quite a lot faster on an OD mid, but there's nothing wrong with it, especially seems that he died once. And he didn't give up much to the Brewmaster. Normally you have to just focus solely on last hitting to do that.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to see Razor go down in bottom lane. Sop did come through, and Swift is going to fall to that Darkseer, who's now level 8.5, has 500 gold, is only 400 away from his own mech. The Surge is going to come out, and Carr can't really do anything by himself. In fact, Martin could get quite aggressive here. Carr's not level 6, he doesn't have that Fiend script available. All he can really do is sleep him, and 425 has a haste rune, he's tracked up, he's got 3 stacks of ODs in prison on, about to be 2. But I think they could definitely try to make something of this. I mean, at the moment, Brewmaster has 1 intelligence, while EJ has, what, 82? So that's a lot of damage that can come out with Sanity's Eclipse.
That's a smart Brewmaster, man. He's got that 1 intel.
13 mana.
Yeah, they'd really have to dive him though, and the thing with that is...
Well, we're going to see Bane coming in, but they're not going to run in. I think with basically with a Brain Sap, the ulti, and 2 hits, LPK would be dead.
Yeah, I think they're really afraid of the rotation, and Martin's coming up here now. Bane is going to spot him out, and he's going to back, but that's a level 8 Darkseer. You can make him walk away, but you'd have to sleep him if he decided to go on you.
It was never yours.
Right now, just a lot of the denying game being played. If we take a look at net worth, we actually have Darkseer sitting at the top because, of course, he was against that Bounty Hunter. Razor is going to come forward, but we do have Carr on the side lanes as well as Liz Bean coming up, but she's only level 3. I mean, they can't really do too much. The sleep comes out, but they're going to have to wait for the stun until LPK might use the Surge. The Surge comes out. Lisbean's going to hit the stun. A lot of damage being stolen, but here comes Elder Titan. Throws out the the Spirit, but instantly getting Carapace, but still doing a lot of damage. Lisbeen dropping down to 150, same with Swift, and Bammies, even though he was in that real big support position, still went for the full Natural Order, full Spirit build, and you can see how much that hurts, even on a support.
Yeah, definitely, and I mean, that was the initiation Pandemonium wanted, but it just didn't go well. Swift had to back out because there was an Iron Shell on a creep that was just on him, and he couldn't just lay out the deeps, and they basically couldn't do anything there, which was really unfortunate. They could have got them a kill and got them on the board and, you know, turned this game around a little for them, but at the moment, just sitting pushed back into a corner, and I think LPK definitely had the better late game. I mean, you've got to factor in the Bane and Feeble and the Steel from Swift. If they can get that on the Gyrocopter in a big team fight, they can win the fight. But other than that,
I don't know if they honestly can even with that. That's just taking out one component of what we were saying in the draft is just this massive team fight lineup. I mean, they still have the Crystal Maiden ultimate, the Brewmaster ultimate, even the Gyro, if he's enfeebled, can still throw out Rocket Barrage and Call Down. Then you have the Echo Stomp as well as the Spirit with the ultimate coming through as well, and a Vac Wall and Ion Shell. There's just so much, and it's all AoE.
You're not going to stop the magic deeps, but you can stop some of the physical. Give them that. Give them some.
You certainly can. I mean, right now, they're going to try and do something in mid. K's kind of sitting around, but for Bounty Hunter, there aren't too many easy targets. I mean, Brewmaster is just so fat. Sitting at 1k HP, Elder Titan has 770, and he can always throw out the Spirit to gain some extra move speed. They're going to spot out K. He does get pinged where he is, so they must have had vision of him for a second. And at the moment, still all the towers up. It looks like LPK might be trying to pressure this top tower now, and if we take a look at the experience, they're about 4.5k ahead. If we take a look at the gold, they're getting around 3.2k ahead, so they're slowly gaining an advantage. It's not a stomp like last game, but it is slowly going their way.
Yeah, and Sopna in a little bit of trouble on this lane as well.
But here comes the call down. Swift in a lot of trouble, will go down. K trying to come through, but a big brain sap is going to come through and take out Gyrocopter. And that's a trade of a Razor for a Gyro and CM plus a tower deny. I mean, Panda's got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it went fine for them. They got a track kill and, well, they got 2 kills. But did they get a track on both or just the one?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but still, yeah, coming out on top either way. I mean, they did lose the Razor, but taking down Gyrocopter, CM, they will be happy with it. I mean, anything's good at this point of the game, really. If they're coming out ahead or even, they're doing fine. Especially with track gold.
The bottom tower just out of deny range still, sitting at 188. Sop's going to come for a wraparound. Lisbeen needs to be careful. Despite Carapace not being used, but it wouldn't save her anyway. Sop managing to pick up another kill. And with the next wave of creeps, they should be able to take down this tower. Meanwhile, in mid, we're going to see LPK get taken out by a Fiend Script comboed with EJ Sanity's Eclipse. And that was 3 stacks of intelligence stolen as well, so it's a big hit. Bottom, Swift is going to TP in. Sop's going to save himself with Magic Wand, and he goes down to the Ion Shell damage. And the tower goes down. That one was not able to be denied, so grabbing their second tower of the game.
Yeah, and it just feels like they're... I mean, Panda got something back, but now they're pulling ahead again. But we're going to see K actually kill Sop on this bot lane. He needs one more hit. Just hit him.
The slow coming out from the dust. It's not enough. Now he's getting body blocked as well. If Crystal Maiden just turns around, no, not enough. But Bounty Hunter does still go down to Martin. We're going to see Hung getting surged in. He's got the Iron Shell in. They know that just the Bane and the Nyx are down here. They have the pings coming out. Martin's trying to run down as fast as he can. Surge is available again. He needs to surge Hung forward if he wants to go. It does happen. The cooldown comes out. It's going to be Carapace, yes. And LPK coming through. The ultimate gets thrown out. The stun gets used on no one just yet. Not good. Panda Micro, where's the stun? There it comes out finally on Lisbeen. The Cyclone onto EJ. And they're diving under this tower. They need to get the Earth Panda out of here, but it's dropping quite low.
Oh, it's gonna... Oh!
It does
that
just
last
survive.
would have killed it.
they're going for LPK now, but are they going too far in? The Stomp's going to come out. No, he doesn't have any points into it. It's just the Spirit, but it's enough to ward the back. A nice back in, and 2 are going to go down instantly. No, a nice defensive imprisonment, but it's only going to delay the inevitable. Tries for one last hit on Gyro, just going to miss out on the kill. Meanwhile, a nice Fiend Script under the tower. Bammies is going to get killed off, and then the creeps kill Bane. Just unable to get a Brain Sap. People, if you're playing Bane, go for the Brain Sap as the damage. You don't necessarily need the final ticks. And it does heal you 300.
Yeah, he would have survived. I mean...
I don't know if ET might have been able to get an attack in. They were very close together.
Plus, Panda was there, so he was going to die either way. The Brewmaster was pretty close to him.
He doesn't have a blink, he's only got phase.
Mid-tower could use a hand.
Brain Sap healing 300.
He would have got him. He would have got him.
Maybe.
100% would have got him.
Not 100%.
99.8%.
Not 99.9, 99.8.
99.8.
And they're going to try and take out this mid tower. EJ is going to steal as much int as he can. And 425's got to be sick of this already. I mean, he's always running around with Gimp Mana, and he's already a Panda. I mean, he doesn't have that much to begin with, and you got to be annoyed. A Sentry Ward is placed down, so we're not going to be seeing any kind of behind stabs. We're going to see a stun come out on EJ. The Stomp follow-up, as well as a nice vacuum in. The wall gets dropped. 425 does go down. Swift trying to come through, do a bit of damage with that plasma field, but it's just not enough. Sop's running away. They do spot him out with the ward that they have there. And at the moment, Carr is being his shadow. He has the Fiend Script. He has the sleep. The Urn Charge used, and probably the longest range sleep that I've ever seen. And the plasma field is going to come through, do some damage, but he gets positive Urn Charge. The uphill miss from Swift as well. The stun's going to miss, and Crystal Maiden gets out of there.
That Bane ulti, it does that so often. Like, you start casting it, because the animation's quite long. They get, like, way out of the cast range, but it still goes off. It's like, Bane's such a bro that he's like, you've already started casting it, man. You get this. You get this. Because you tried.
I mean, that's got to hurt so much for Panda. Not because Crystal Maiden's necessarily a big kill, but it's just so demoralizing to get so close to a kill and then have it robbed by uphill mischance.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, man. But Gyrocopter now almost has his BKB. Panda actually going straight for the Arcanums as well.
Yeah, usually you see something up like a blink before. Unlike most kind of blink initiators, he can just go for a naked blink. I mean, his stat gain is very, very good. I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of went just for the point booster and then a blink dagger, but I
think the delay of getting the point booster, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I personally prefer Brewmaster to just go straight blink and then into Aghanim Scepter. He has the tankiness to survive.
Go Phase Boots Drums Arcanums rather than Phase Boots Arcanums. If you're going to go for the Arcanums earlier, maybe get the drums up. And if you're doing well in lane, like he obviously didn't, but if you're doing well in mid, you know, 9-10 minutes, you got phase drums. So that should be fine.
No, it should be alright. We can use this time in the pause to thank our sponsors, TT Esports. Of course, the winners of Tide's Wrath do win 5 Draco Captain headsets. The second prize is 5 Saphira gaming mice, and third prize 5 Nuka keyboards. So thank you very much for T-Sports for sponsoring this tournament.
Yeah, thanks for them. They like sponsoring Aussie Dota at the moment. They're like well into it. They've done what Devil's Playground they did for us. They've done Tide's Wrath. They did. They went to the EB Games, EB Expo.
Yeah.
Radiant's mid
sponsored some of that. I think they did another one. They still have a sponsored team as well, I think.
Yeah, I think maybe
it's not as good anymore.
No, I know EB Expo was an esports daily thing. TT Esports did have a booth there, but I don't think that TT were directly involved in the Dota 2 tourney there.
They gave you some stuff, man, and you're involved. So
oh yeah, that was pretty good. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
You're a good guy. Thanks, TT Esports.
He didn't send me anything, which, yeah.
No, because, you know, the keyboard that I gave you wasn't enough.
Yeah, no, you sent me that. TT's wasn't that.
Oh, it's alright. And of course, thank you to Southern Cross Dota as well. You can check out all of the information on Tide's Wrath as it happens at southerncrossdota.com. We have the lovely Sophie, Vix, and Elle writing up about these stories, as well as, I believe, Barry and a few others doing the stories as we go. So thank you very much. Also, thank you for John for running the admin for this tournament. So far, it's all been going really well.
Yeah, it's well run, John. He's been working since like 11 PM, so he's actually been going insane while trying to admin it, because he can't do what like a normal head admin would do, is just be around, you know, jump into every game, make sure everything's going well, because he's at work. So props to him for doing what he can, and yeah, thanks to Southern Cross Dota for taking on Tide's Wrath, because John originally ran Tide's Wrath, I believe, for the first 2 seasons, and then he joined Southern Cross Dota. I'm not sure if he was a founding member or not, but now Southern Cross Dota runs Tide's Wrath with John as well. So everyone's just coming together, except me, because no one wants to hire Dan.
No one wants Dan.
It's okay though. I don't feel that bad.
I think one thing we have to mention, even though you have the big sleep and stun initiation, Swift's gone for only 1 point in the static link, and he's maxed out Plasma Field as well as unstable current rather. K looks like he's about to go down here. He does to the stomp, so it's gonna be another kill for them. And I gotta say, it's a bit of a mistake, at least for me, for Swift to go this build. He needs static link damage, especially as a farmer in a tri lane.
Taking hits. Dire's bottom towers.
Yeah, I don't really understand the build, but he's actually getting gone on down bot by Martin. They're both quite fast chasing each other. Swift taking a hell of a lot of damage from him now. This is the time to turn. He's got like no armor. Just start hitting him. Swift sliding out. Yeah, man up.
Guess what's happening?
But the problem is, because he doesn't have that damage maxed, he's only stolen 56 damage. There's nothing that he can do to Martin.
I don't, yeah, really a big misplay not maxing static link.
We're gonna see a smoke up from Car, EJ, and Lisbon. Maybe they can make something happen here. We're gonna see the Vendetta coming out. Coming into this bottom lane, Vacuum and Ion Shell's already used. They know it's when the Surge comes out. The stun is gonna just clip Martin. Here it comes. Car still has the Fiend's Grip if they want it as well. He's going to just use the Brain Sap. Now the Fiend's Grip onto Bammies, and they're going to be able to pick up 2 kills. It's going to be a double kill for Bane. And now, K running for his life. But he's going to be able to get away. The rocket's going to come through, but it's only a level 1 rocket, so not really going to do too much.
What do I say, Spec? What do I say about this level 1 rocket shenanigans?
Dan says, always max the rocket. It's 400 damage at max level. You've got to be insane not to max that.
Damn right. That skill is the business. It's really fun to max too when you're solo mid. And you're like 1-on-1 solo mid. Because they can't kill it in time, like ever. So it always hits them. And it just wrecks.
Well, the thing is, if they run towards you, though, it doesn't do that much.
But who does that? No one runs.
you gotta run into a gyro. That's the best idea ever. We're gonna see a Surge. Ion Shell 425 coming through. The Stomp's gonna hit on Lisbon. The Static Link's coming through. The Primal Split comes out, still linking to the Panda. It even goes through that. The Plasma Field gets thrown out, but Razor's already down. Nyx is already down too. Car's running for his life. The BKB popped by Hung. Don't think he really needed to do that. Car's gonna go down just to the Spirit and some right clicks, as well as the Rocket Barrage. And it's a 3-for-0 trade. Right now, if we look at the experience, it's around 12k in favor of LPK, as well as the gold being around 10k in their favor. So, at the moment, LPK, I think it's their game to lose.
You know the drill.
Panda, again, I don't think the OD picks really worked out for them. He's rushing a BKB as fast as he can because of all of these teamfight moves. The only way that they're going to last is getting up BKBs and enfeebling Hung.
Have fun trying to
and I just don't think it's going to come in time.
Yeah, I think
Dire might want to
OD
find the top tower.
against this team isn't
Radiant
fantastic.
bottom
They all have
tower
quite
ain't
low
pretty set
intel.
right now.
Well, I mean, ET, Panda, and Gyro both have pretty low intelligence, but not like crazy low. Like, and OD, when he gets mech in a BKB, his intel ain't that great anyway. He doesn't have, you know, something like
You know
big items, but anyway.
Car coming in, a big cooldown's going to come out, as well as the ET ult and the Crystal Maiden ultimate with the flat cannon. It's a triple kill for Hung already. K's running for his life, but it's just distracting them. Lisbeen runs away under Vendetta, and they should just be able to breach high ground and take out the racks as well.
trouble brewing at Radiant's
Yeah, and as I
bottom
was
tower.
saying with the intelligence difference, sure, they got low intel, but he doesn't have that much. And we saw it then. That ulti was like the best OD ulti, and it didn't do anything.
Tower ain't a pretty
Like the
set
mech
right now.
counteracted that whole ult.
Just a bit of a tickle.
Yeah. But that's going to be the tier 3 down, and most
Radiant's
likely the
bottom
racks,
rack
and
is getting hammered.
they're gonna. I actually think they're gonna struggle to get them out of their base.
The only problem is that they can't rotate to the other lanes. The tier 2s are still surviving in both of the other lanes. They're going to leave the racks with 30 HP. Bammies comes in, he wants to kill it. Someone kill the racks, please! They're going for the heroes. Swift running for his life while trying to steal some damage. They're going to imprison off the Darks here. Bammies comes through with a defensive stomp, and they're going to live. The melee racks does go down. Hung running for his life. He's got all of his damage back now, starting to hit through. And that
Bottom racks.
Drunken
I don't know
Haze
why they're back.
doing a lot of work. They could easily just take the range racks. They're just kind of pinging here, just going, come on guys, what are you doing? Come on. They're just leaving the supports to take down the range racks while they rotate the rest into push.
It's done.
But yeah, I mean, we saw the power of the Enfeeble and the Static Link. Gyro was hitting for a solid 25 damage for some of that, but it didn't matter by this point.
We're going to see mass TPs into mid. The Fiend's Grip comes out on LPK Martin. He has no more mana. EJ coming through with the right clicks. Out comes the track. He had a little bit of speed left. Dire heroes are starting to converge in from the right. Martin is still living. He's so tanky. Doesn't have enough mana for the mechanism. The ultimate is going to just miss, but a big stomp coming in from 425. He's going to throw out the ultimate now. Swift hiding in the trees. Sop is going to find him. Martin's going to find him. He does go down, and they're trying to chase now with the Pandas. Lisbeen getting hit down. One more attack needed. That Spirit should finish him off. They need to hit him with the Spirit, but they miss Lisbeen. The rock comes out, but the Fire Panda don't care about no Spike Carapace. Just comes in and smacks Liz down. We're going to see EJ and Car on the backside run into 425 and Bammies, but there's not too much they can do. The Stomp comes out and hits both, and they're easily just going to be able to trot away. It is only a level 1 Stomp though, so not too much sleep. Car is still going to follow Bammies, and he has the sleep available. EJ also has the imprison. It comes out after a nice track. Car without the Fiend's Grip, but still has the brain sap. Bammies trying to get back. A nice vac from Martin, as well as the